Mhm. Let's get it, y'all. Welcome and welcome back to Dama Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Dawn, and we got a message for you. Okay, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Welcome to your timeless collective message. All right, let's get into it. Holy Spirit, what does our collective need to know? What do they need to hear? I ain't even gonna stunt. Like I started singing the song "Creep," you know. So I creep, yeah, just creeping on the down low. So somebody's creeping on you, okay? Creeping on you. Whether this is somebody you know, don't know, somebody from your job, your family, past lover, friend, okay? Or this could be you being a creep or creeping. All right, so, oh, well, maybe they being a creep. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. I got you. We have Bob the Builder in reverse. So this is like a energy that, it's hard to build things with, stand on business with, okay? Now, for some of you guys, if you were dealing with this energy, could have made you lose your stability, okay? Oh, we got new spiritual base. So this is nobody new to you. You know who this is, okay? This is not a drill. All right, this is familiar energy here, giving my heart to you in reverse. This is someone that the Holy Spirit is saying that you cannot, regardless, platonic or romantic, you can't do business with, you can't build a family with, you can't tell your secrets, confide into, give your heart, soul, nothing. Okay, so there could be some hidden gossip here, like maybe there's some slander you don't know about. Yeah, toxicity. Tell me more. We have incoming communication. So someone is not speaking up in reverse. So somebody's not, they didn't tell you something, they're not speaking up about something. Okay, something about a union here, someone that you used to be in a union with. um Tell me more. Why aren't they speaking? What needs to be spoken? Copycat. So whoever you're not talking to, hey, whoever you're not talking to right now, looks like they've been trying to copy off of you. Okay, but they can't copy your spirit though. Yeah, they can't. We was getting this energy on the other platform. So if you guys want to subscribe to our other platform, Billy Ghost Prophetic Vessel, feel free to do so. The link is in the description box. Those readings are timeless too. Okay, well, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. um Copycat, yeah. So just be mindful of that. Yeah, the Charmers pack. So it looks like some sort of deal was made by someone that you had a connection with, once knew. There was a pact that was made, a deal that was made, and this deal wasn't made with you. Okay, by this being in reverse, this is telling me that whatever deal was made, it did not work out. Okay, erratic, reckless, unreliable, impulsive, inconsistent, unpredictable, disruptive, volatile. Okay, so this energy hid the fact that they made a deal. That they sold you out. They sold you out in some way, shape, or form. This is like, so for example, you know, you guys are starting a business together, and you're supposed to keep certain things to yourself, and right, like discretion, privacy. Then let's say, and let's say the basis of the business or whatever the case may be requires you guys to work with you only. You can't be dibbling dabbling with other people because of whatever it is that you're doing. But let's say you don't know that they're out there networking with other people, and not that networking is bad, but again, networking is one thing. However, the betrayal comes in this example where they make a deal with somebody else that interferes with what you guys have going on. And because maybe you don't know, it fucks with your stability. which will, what the seeds that was supposed to be planted, right? Or it fucks with your just ability to grow or just be and do whatever was supposed to be. I'm hearing like written in your soul contract here. Okay, so someone betrayed you, and this is nothing new. This ain't nobody new to you. uh and you are also in separation, or you're not in communication with this energy or as much, but good things are coming in here for you. Okay, you need to do an energetic cord cutting, okay, or you have, and God is acknowledging like, yes, you did one. Okay, this energy wants to marry you. For a lot of you that's dealing with like a romantic situation, this energy wants to marry you. But they feel like they've been left hanging here. Okay, release detachment, clarity, empowerment. You have to release these energies, because for some of you guys, it doesn't have to be just one person, it can be multiple people. You have energies that you need to cut the cord with, so that, and cutting the cord doesn't just mean, listen, and I know, the typical lighting of the candles, and the cord and such. Some of y'all, and I said this in my last reading, you need to get a psychic surgery. You need to exercise these people's energies up out of you, and the dark programming that these entities instilled by them being around you. Okay, I mean, if we're going to talk about energy and psychic course, let's talk about it. Okay, it's like this energy is trying to get binded to you, so that they can have, like, I'm hearing like your good juju with good things are coming here, because they know good things are coming to you, right? They don't like the fact that you cut them off, or that you're thinking about it. Hey guys that came in, hey. If you feeling these vibes, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay. All right. Welcome to the soul family of positive energy and love and light. Okay. And let's make sure that only positive energies are here only. Okay. Force of habit. Okay, here we go. Uncloaked, uncontaminated, uncompromised. So they feel left hanging, you feel left hanging. Okay, they're trying to anchor you, see, in a situation that isn't stable, in separation from the good things that's supposed to come to you. This mug trying to be you, a copy off of you. This is catastrophe here. This is pure catastrophe. Okay. Um, so be mindful, guys, of who you're dealing with here, because this energy is like, what? Obsessive lover. So you guys are dealing with someone that's very obsessed with you and your energy here. We have dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, karmic, okay, in nature. So yeah, stalker. So remember that song, Creep? Yeah, just creeping on the down low. So listen, so you got some gang stalking going on, stalking, watching, obsessed, okay? Them and whoever they're getting to also watch you, whether they're paying a private eye, or spiritual private eye, or physical private eye, or having their friends who know how to use their clairvoyance to remote view or astral travel, okay, or in the physical realm, visiting the places you go. So be careful, because you have an energy, regardless of their connection to you, or regardless if you feel like you cut them off by not speaking to them. They don't feel like y'all done. They don't feel like like shit's discontinued. Okay, on whatever level. This family member, this friend, this coworker, this lover. But the problem is that this motherfucker is a thief. Okay? This motherfucker is a thief. Right? Remember the example we just gave about you guys having something, but then they venture off and do things that they know they're not supposed to do. That's not a part of the contract or the deal or the binding agreement. But and them not abiding by that puts you in some sort of five of pentacle energy, and or them, whatever side of the story that you're on here, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay, this provided some sort of thievery. And what I'm kind of getting is whoever they partnered up with, for those that this applies to, is in on it as well. That's why it's a gang stalking for some of you guys. It's not just them. Okay? So robbed, lost, theft, physical or emotional here. Okay? So this could have robbed you of a so like if things could have taken off sooner than later, this robbed you of time. If you had to, if so, like if this was going to take off sooner than later, you would have been able to have or do whatever you needed to have or do at that time. So this also delayed finances for some of you guys' cases, elevation in the physical realm, because you can get elevated in the spiritual realm. You can be all the things in the spiritual realm, okay? But in the physical realm, if there's a lot of demonic interference and shit that's not supposed to be going on, that's man-made happening. Oh, some shit can be saying it. And if you not tapped in, listen. I heard, and they did it out of spite because they felt left hanging because you didn't want to fuck with them because of their bullshit. But they're not acknowledging that their bullshit is bullshit. So because you cut them off, or this is something that you're in the midst of doing, or whatever the case may be, it's like, how dare you let me come steal from you? How dare you let me come bother you? How dare you? Why is this energy like caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease rash? So are they hiding this? Marrying for money. So they're hiding a couple things here. So for a lot of you guys, we have divination abuser. They're hiding the fact that they're either been paying a practitioner to put something on you, for those that applies to. Hiding the fact that they either do it themselves because they know how, or whatever the case may be, or a combination of both. Doing rituals on you to make you sick. Okay, that's what I heard. Doing rituals on you to make you sick. Doing rituals on you so that they can be in this rich boss wealthy daddy energy, regardless of what gender you are. Okay, and it's all because they're holding a grudge on how they feel, like how you left them, regardless of how you feel. Okay, let's get that straight. Okay, it's like broken child in reverse. It's like they feel like you have it all, or it's giving jealousy regardless of the reason why, and it's fucking them up if you have been like ignoring them or ignoring their tactics or some shit like that. It's just fucking them up. Okay, well, it looks like marrying for money. They hid the fact that it doesn't just have to be marrying. Okay, they hid the fact that they became friends with you because of what you had. They hid the fact that they married you because of what you had. They hid the fact that they had a ST fucking D, spiritual or physical. Okay, for whatever you had. So we are dealing with an opportunist here. Okay, yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, ain't it? It's fucked up. Now tell me a little bit more. Tell me what's really going on. Oh, yeah, legal issues, but the scales will balance. But also the scales will balance out. So you can have a spiritual court case going on, or a physical court case here. Court judges, immigration lawyers, etc. Okay, so it looks like the scales are going to be balanced here, but be mindful, because they're drawing my attention to the fact that whether these are spiritual court cases or physical court cases, somebody's using black magic to try to get a court case to go in their favor. Okay, they're using black magic and rituals to get a court case to go in their favor. This is somebody who is already guilty, but they're trying to use black magic to show up as innocent, and or to get something to go in their favor so that they win whatever lawsuit this is, whether spiritual and or physical, so that basically they don't have to pay the consequences for their actions. Okay, so that they can stay bonded to you, so that they can, because it's like they're trying to get their stability off of you, this friend, this co-worker, this business don't want to pay you what you deserve. but they've been profiting and making more business off your gifts and not telling you, right? Like that, like this is, it's cross-eyed here. Okay. So some of you guys dealing with a work issue, you might be able to get something off this. You weren't being compensated fairly. You might find some evidence on that they were stealing. You supposed to get paid a certain amount, but you was only getting paid. And we got this reading before. I gave an example in a reading where somebody was working a job and you supposed to be making $30 per hour, but you only making, they tell you you only no, let's say, I don't think I said they told you you supposed to be making 30, but you're only making 15. Okay. And they split that other 15 in different ways, right? Like, okay, you get 5, we gonna put 5 extra on your paycheck, we're gonna put 5 extra on your paycheck, we're gonna put 5 extra on your paycheck, right? So it's a group. So you not seeing the real profits you supposed to be seeing. You're not seeing the real numbers you supposed to be seeing in something, because there's been thievery. There's been thievery. And everybody is not in the spirituality, but for those that are, right? For those that do know, they're using black magic in order to steal from you. Okay? And there's different methods to do that when you are dealing with divination. A lot of people like to use sex magic. And if somebody's using sex magic, the signs are real painful cramps. Okay? Real heavy duty periods. Okay? That's not the case every time. So if you're having a heavy duty period, that's not always because somebody is attacking you per se. Okay. So just letting you know that. But just letting you know, increased urination, frequent urination, more frequent sweating. Okay. Why? Because you have light codes and your essence is in your like your liquids, your sweat, your fluids. Thank you, Elizabeth. Your fluids from your body, right? They have your essence in them. So when somebody is trying to siphon your, and I talked about this on the other channel, when somebody's trying to siphon your money, your beauty, your essence, your energy, anything for themselves, this is why you might start having more loss in your physical reality, right? Like you're gonna have some type of loss. Well, just regular, even if somebody wasn't trying to attack you. However, just off regular adversity. However, if the frequency is there, and the patterns, no coincidence. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the signs. And don't let anybody gaslight you either. Oh no, that shit don't, because beliefs. This is based on beliefs. But people do this shit. And the people doing black magic ain't finna come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm doing black magic on you. Hey, I'm a dark I mean, those that want to have a business in dark practitioning. Hey, I can put a hex on your enemies for you. Hey, then yeah, they're gonna tell you because they need business. But those that don't want to be seen or know or have any like attention drawn to them, they are not going to put themselves in the spotlight and say that, because they don't want you to know that they're a secret hater, okay, and a scammer. So, but you need to know, because you need to cut this motherfucker off, because a lot of you guys have been wondering, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? Because of these energies that been gang stalking you, whether in the physical and or the spiritual, that's been trying to sabotage you, keep you sick, tamper with your money, so you can be bounded to horrible circumstances. And so what? They can live your life? That's not fair. That's not right. So, dang, I mean, and the fact that this energy is still coming out, man, that's a bummer. It's a big ass bummer. Okay. Final messages, Holy Spirit. Final messages. Final messages here for my collective. So you feel like you've been getting sick time after time. They've been doing black magic. Okay, yes, there's domination, black magic spells. There's spells that illness spells. There's chaos conflict spells. There's all different type of shit. Okay, I'll say educate yourself on it. God didn't say perform this shit, but you need to learn what it is. So when it's coming, trying to manifest itself in your reality, because somebody want to be a jealous bitch, you know what the fuck it is. So you know, okay, it's time for me to make an appointment with my practitioner, or it's time for me to go do what I need to do. Da, 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 if you know how to do the shit, right? Or both. Okay, because you sure can't stop anybody from using their free will to try to do some fucked up shit. But you dang on sure could do something about it if you have the information. Okay, at least you could try. All right, so be careful. Be careful what you say and do. This is not to live in fear. This is so you can have some discretion. So it's very important to move in silence at this time, because you have this energy that's been trying to fuck shit up and really hide their hand here. Okay, that's been hiding the fact that they've been stealing from you. And I know that I said sex magic is one of their main methods with causing ailments too. Like I said, they've been trying to make you sick. Let me tell you something here. Any anytime you have an ailment, okay? Anytime you have an ailment, a headache, eczema, PCOS, okay? Just to name a few, shit, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, just to name a few, depression, just to name a few. Just to name a few. Anytime you have that going on, entity attachments or entity influence, demonic interference, outside or or internal, okay, that means you have some sort of implants, dark programming, dark hooks that are latched on somewhere in your auric field or your astral body that's manifesting in the physical realm, causing some sort of ailment for you. Now, why is this so? Because we are light workers. Right. Well, for the most part, we come from love and light typically. And, if we're created by God, our bodies were not designed to take on dark programming when God gave us light codes. Right. So when these demons, these evil spirits or whatever have you, or these, well, that's why it's important to know what goes into a hex. That's why it's important not for you to do it, for you to know how to clear yourself from it. Right? So when they put these implants and these hooks and these dark programmings for the hex to take its course or whatever, or to aim to, so the other person who did the offering and such, for them to, for the principalities to do it, can do it. Um, it's siphoning your energy. So, for example, let's say, because listen, I am a part of the collective, and I have also been getting spiritually attacked as well. I had a patch of eczema one day, and I'm very spiritually sensitive. I'll say that much. So with with this eczema, I was feeling the psychic cords, so to say. But at the time, I did not exactly know that it was the psychic cords and some other shit that I was feeling clairsentiently. Okay? Our spiritual senses. So, and then two, I had some drain points that these people and other galactic dark energies that have been attacking me have put in my auric field to siphon. So anytime that they would try to siphon off my energy, so if I was sad or mad, they would try to siphon off my emotions, and then I would feel a suckage. I don't really know how to describe it. Holy Spirit, help me. Like the patch would become drier. It would hurt more. It would become more raw each time that the entities or whoever was doing the black magic was tugging and pulling on my energy to try to siphon my energy, my life force, right? Now, if I wasn't into spirituality, which once upon a time I wasn't, I tell people all the time, I was Christian Catholic for over 30 years. I was one of the people going around saying, oh, that's demonic, this demonic, da 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 da, because that's what the doctrines taught me. But I had to do my own research and learn what made something demonic versus a person's opinion of it, and what is actually that of love and light and what God, the Holy Spirit, approves of. Right. And so, with that being said, we're here now. And so, therefore, I don't, I don't take ailments lightly in a sense, right? It's always telling me more because as above, so below. If you have an ailment, I'm automatically thinking, okay, what spiritual attack is going on? What implants or dark programmings or hooks is going on? And who the fuck is sending the shit? Okay, first and foremost as well. And sometimes it really don't matter who's sending the shit. Just get it the fuck off of you. Okay? Pay attention to the signs. This is why God says, and I'm gonna stress this enough, my people perish from a lack of knowledge. Because when you don't know information like this, listen, going back to that example, before I became super spiritual, I was getting sick a lot. And I did not know certain things that was a contributing factor until I became more spiritual. I had an ailment for over 10 years. And it took for me to get into the Akashic records, and not just the Akashic records, psychic surgery, for me to experience any type of improvement, because no medical doctor in the physical realm could help me. Some tea. Clock it. And so, with that being said, going back to the eczema. See, up, wait a minute. So I got my gloves on, right? Anytime I speak, because I'm still working on getting certain drain pings about my auric field and so on and so forth, and organs and such. I have my hands covered, not because there's something wrong with them or anything. Well, spiritually, there was an activate. Well, I'll say this. Anytime I speak some sort of ancient knowledge or truth until something happens, I'm not going to say exactly what, they like to drain energy from me. So me telling you this, I felt some drainage from my hands just then, right? But that doesn't make it right. So just right now, they just stole some energy from me that we can take right back, but just as an example, right? So the same siphoning feeling I just felt in my hands for telling you guys, speaking this truth, because again, the more truth you have, the more you can do to heal. But the more you heal, the more the dark side gets pissed off, because they've been living off of your unhealedness. Okay, that's why they don't want you to know this information, and will trick you and say, oh no, this demonic, don't, you can't learn, because then it will actually help you. Be careful with what they are calling demonic, because what they're calling demonic might just help you, because they're trying to trick you into the things that could help. They're trying to trick you out of the things that could help you and trick you into the things that are sabotaging you. Okay, it's how the dark side has been working for a long time. Okay, for those that know, you know. And then sometimes what's demonic is actually demonic, but you have to use your discernment. And in order to better use your discernment, is to acquire acquire as much knowledge as you can. Okay, so eczema, right? So I, anytime I would speak truth, or anytime, oh, and this is also how I would know that there's either somebody's either putting a certain curse, or they trying to do target a certain area. If I get a siphoning, or it feels like I'm getting resistance as I'm trying to do something, that'll automatically tell me to, okay, somebody's trying to block this for me, or somebody's trying to da 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 da, or somebody's trying to siphon energy or money or gifts from me by trying to put this ailment here. Okay, so clock the T. You don't have to believe, because God gave us free will. But just so you know, we supposed to be living for thousands of years. And for us to struggle to live to 100 is not what's up. Okay? But when you don't know that, listen, when they spray the little pesticides and shit, okay, all the stuff. And mind you, I know, where are you getting this information from? I'm a channeler, I'm a prophet, I'm an ordained minister. I talk to God on a daily basis, whether I'm pissed off or not. Okay, I get galactic fucking information, bro. And love the Akashic records. Okay, so that's where a lot of the information comes from, the Akashic records. Get into it, or you don't have to. Free will. Okay, but don't knock it till you try it. That's the real library. Okay, for those that know, no. Okay, but yeah, just that quick. I forgot what I was about to say, but maybe I wasn't supposed to say it. Or maybe tell me my crown. But anyways, but yes, so y'all need, with all this going on here, you need some sort of psychic surgeries. Okay, you need psychic surgeries to get these implants, these dark programs and stuff. Oh yeah, I was talking about life force. We supposed to be living for thousands of years, but we struggling to live for to 100. And listen, I was doing a psychic surgery. There's implants that causes premature death. Did you know that? Did you know that there's implants that cause premature death to make you die before your time? Black magic. There's implants that says program of illness, program of psychic blindness, program of psychic deafness, so that your gifts don't fucking work. And you just think and carry on with life like, oh, this is how God made me and I was supposed to be. In some cases, yeah, that is how God made you. In other cases, no, somebody's fucking with your shit. But because God gave us free will, and it's been centuries, you know, everybody doesn't believe in this or remember, right? Because we go through a veil of forgiveness when we incarnate here. Not everybody believes in reincarnation, right? So this is why the plague, the rapture part 2 is also very important here. Okay, because this is going to be the purification for people to come back into their full selves as they once were, would also better receive the actual healing and the knowledge that they need, and wake up from this like really toxic slumber we've been under. Okay, so God is working on balancing out the scales. You guys are working on closing out a very, 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 very toxic cycle that have, for some of you guys, been stemming for lifetimes. Okay. And a part of closing that cycle out is also learning about the healing that you need in order to be able to successfully do so. Right? Maybe you guys just need the little tidbits. Maybe you're like, okay, I've been doing everything, but you still have some dark programmings to remove. And it's just like, okay, here's the little nugget that you've been needing. Okay, let me go find myself a spiritual response therapist. And be mindful, spiritual response therapy is just a form of psychic surgery. It's not the only type. Okay? And just to let you know, no matter how seasoned the practitioner is, because there are implants and dark programming that are made to specifically cloak and hide other forms of hidden dark new demonic tech programming that they have came out with. I'm talking about the principalities behind the veil. There's other methods that you're going to have to use and turn to in order to get those in certain essences. Now, how do I know this? Well, I went through uncharted territories in the Akashic Records. And I've shared a little bit of that story, but I will share more of that story at a later time. Okay? Um, yeah. So let's close this reading on out, Holy Spirit. But just so you know, somebody is trying to play trickery over whatever this is that you guys have going on. And they're hiding the fact that they're sick, like they need help. But they keep sending you energy to make you sick so that you can't show up and do what you need to do for you. Right? And that's another thing too. When you can't show up and do what you need to do for work, that fuck with your money, that fuck with your ability to upkeep shit and all the rest of that stuff, that impacts a lot of things. So these are the different methods and ways that people target, and how the black magic can show up from going from an implant in a dark hook and programming from the astral body, and how that can manifest in the physical realm for you. And if you're not careful and you taking everything as an adversity and not looking into your spiritualness of things, you could get fucked up. Now, of course, God has control over everything and has his hands over everybody's life. God, what I also had to find out through this torturous journey, um, is that God also respects divine law, universal law. Now, yes, there's times where he does intervene. Yes, absolutely. Um, okay. But there's been times where he just hasn't. He had just hadn't. And I did understand, to a certain degree, that will kind of make you like everybody else. It also um God will protect you, but that doesn't mean that you won't go through certain things, especially if it's going to be teaching you something. And there will be things sometimes that you may go through that you definitely don't deserve and that wasn't written in your contract. Well, God will definitely make it up to you. Okay? And sometimes it's not even about making it up to you. Sometimes it's about the principle. God, that hurt. You didn't have to let that happen. You're almighty. And God feels that. Okay? So I hope that part reached somebody there. You are seen, you are recognized, you are heard. Especially if you've been feeling like the scapegoat or the black sheep in your family or circle. You are loved, you are cherished, you are seen. Okay? You will have you're gonna have a healthier connection to come in when it comes to this engagement here. For those of you guys that want a marriage here, you're gonna get the money. So my attention was drawn to the promises. It says promise here: commitment, unity, promise, bond, forever, journey, love, partnership. This one, whatever this was, this for some of you guys it was a counterfeit. For others of you, this could have been a thing. With the energy didn't do what they needed to do. For others of you, you're getting like a whole new life. Okay, like this ring represents a whole new world, a whole new life. Okay, from everything that you've been experiencing. Remember how I just said that we're supposed to be living for thousands of years, where people been struggling to live to even the 100. But I had to name some of the reasons why. Oh yeah, thank you, Holy Spirit. They brought back what I was talking about. I was talking about pesticides and all the stuff that they spray on the food and stuff. I found out from the Akashic records that in the little pesticide stuff that they spray on that spiritually, so it may not show up in the little petri dish for the evidence-based practitioners here, okay? But spiritually, right? It has implants and spiritual implants and dark programmings and portals and hooks, so that when people eat the food, it um it I'm hearing like with your auric field, it makes it more sensitive, so that easier for them to latch themselves on. And in some cases, depending upon what you eat, it could be some implants that are portals, right? And so you eat that, and then some of that shit latches on to your organs or whatever the case may be. They get in or get a foot in, and then they start doing whatever they're gonna do. But again, this is based on beliefs, entertainment purposes only, right? But also, if you know, you know. You guys gonna have to start learning how to grow your own crops, so you know what's in your food from the soil down to you cooking it. Okay? But yeah, this is what that this is here. Okay? This ring is everything that God has ever promised you. I don't care if it's taking some years. Okay? I'm right there with you. You are not alone. Okay? And I'm up there. I ain't gonna stunt. I'm up there. Okay? And I'm right there with you at this time. Don't forget the promises that God gave you, because God is a man, woman, non binary of their word. Okay? You will have that love, you will have everything. Also, at the same time, you have to make room on your plate, right? So make sure you are getting rid of people, places, and circumstances that don't deserve you, that don't deserve access to you. So if you're in a situation, you might have to get a divorce if you want genuine happiness. You have to believe that. And you might not get out at that first year. It might take some planning. It may take some silence, and it may take some, you know, strategicness. But that don't mean it can't happen. Right? So that's for somebody. God is going to balance out these scales so that things can go in your favor. But aren't you glad you saw these people's true colors? I know that back in the day, women especially didn't feel like they didn't really have a choice, couldn't vote, couldn't work in certain instances, right? So you had to depend, and so certain people decided to stay in toxic marriages and connections for the sake of survival. But now that you're getting this fruit, if you haven't already, because this could be past, present, or future information for you, now you get to have your own freedom. Now you get to make your own choices. So, with that being said, make different choices this time. You can't have this energy around. For some of you guys, this energy not only tried to sabotage you in this lifetime, but others. And now that you know what you know, what different choices are you going to make this time around? Regardless of how much you love and care for someone, what colors did they show you time after time after time? Don't listen to the talk. What did they show you? Actions speak louder than words. What did God tell you? It's not about what we want to see, it's about what's right in front of us. Okay? Your abundance is depending on it. And your bloodline too. Okay? We have creativity here. So, but it was kind of coming out in reverse. Okay, so y'all going through a situation. Maybe you guys aren't able to be as creative as you want to be. Okay, yeah. Look at this inside here. You maybe haven't been able to, do your projects or express yourself in the way that you want to because of everything that's been going on here. You see, you can't even do the most basic shit that you needed to do for you. Either meet your basic needs when it comes to healing or taking care of yourself, buying your hygiene products or whatever the case is. It's like This energy has been bringing you down so low. Look at that, 4444, as I was saying that. Confirmation. I don't know. And I said this on my reading the other day. This energy cannot be around you while you have this abundance. It's like they'll make you lose everything because of whoever they are, how they work, how they deal with people. It's just not good. But with you healing and everything and you having your abundance, you're going to be able to be creative. You're going to be able to feel like you can be your authentic self and do what you need to do for you when you need to do it, how you want to do it, right? Okay, because you're being shown what you need to know. So, like it. Okay. Revelation, yes, absolutely. A deeper understanding comes from the Holy Spirit. Expose, realize, unfold. So, looks like there's going to be more deeper insights that's going to be happening here. Yeah, see, we have remember. So, like, as we're telling this, you might start getting some downloads, or you might start getting more dreams, or you could have already had the dreams and downloads about different scenes you've been shown, and you probably didn't realize that these scenes were from past lives, right? Of you dealing with the people that you're dealing with now, but you didn't know that it was them because they had a different vessel. I'm cocky. And so, you know, but some things got to come to the surface here, right? So if there's some thievery going on or happen that you don't know about, it has to come to the surface so that you can get what you desire and deserve here, okay? Because somebody been lying. And for some of you guys, it could just be one energy. For others of you, it's multiple energies. And it's nobody new. You know who these energies are that stole from you. And that's the sad part about it. And you might be very angry. But God is saying, baby, I got a package for you. I got a divine, holy, uncloaked, uncontaminated, uncompromised, binding package for you. But this binding in this sense means it's forever. Permanent. Of God's glory. Okay. Look at that. Observe, watch and listen before making a decision. Silence, vigilance, wait. Okay, so you may need to, because if God is going to be revealing this, or if he's telling you this already, you're gonna have to like look at the people that he's like giving you a hint, nudge to, okay? Or look out for some paperwork. If it's like a document or something he's trying to bring your attention to, look at whatever, the electronic wise or whatever, okay? Look at people's character, right? And I always like to tell people, you got to be mindful, because how somebody will sit up here, and it's one thing if you're having some time with your buddy and they're venting emotions and stuff like that, but there's a difference between gossip versus venting about your feelings about a person and how they moving and stuff like that. There's a difference. And if somebody's willing to sit up there and do that with you all day and stuff like that, and they being petty and stuff, best believe, just because you may have not been on that person's mouth yet, don't mean you won't. If that's their character and how they roll, when it benefits them. So you're just being guided to just be mindful, okay? And just watch and observe. And God has been watching and observing everything you've been going through too, and overcoming the obstacles and how you've been handling things. That's also why you're getting this too. Okay? Good things are coming. Get ready. A miracle is on its way if it hasn't gotten to you already. Okay? And I know it may feel like it's taking eons. Okay? Listen, move in silence. Everybody don't need to know about this miracle. Or may need to know about it as of yet. Okay? You need to enjoy it some. Let it solidify more. Let that get rooted in. Okay? Yeah. So, and be mindful, because it looks like you also have some monitoring spirits that are not, some evil monitoring spirits, okay? So another reason to move in silence, okay? Be mindful. Be mindful of how many questions a person is asking you, because even if a person has their best has your best interest at heart. They may have an entity attachment on them, and I see it all the time. I see it all the time. There'll be an entity attachment on them or around their auric field, influencing implanted thought forms and downloads for them to ask certain questions because they're trying to get certain answers. Clock it. Let me tell you. So, meaning that person could be tried and true. I have an example. I have tree babies. And I went to talk to one of my tree babies to just vent. There was nobody at the park. And I kid you not, a few hours later, what I had told that tree, it got back to the ethers. Like it got, and I'm sitting there now, and I was mad because there was no other way. And don't get it twisted. I'm already aware of, right, like the fairies, the earth spirits, and so on and so forth, right? Like I get it, got it good, but ain't no benevolent energy gonna sit there and do that. So that was a malevolent energy, okay? And mind you, physically, nobody was at that park. Not in the section I was at. Trying to tell you. So be careful. And it can suck sometimes when you really want to share some news or you really need some guidance. It can be easier said than done. Bravery. Do what's right despite what others think. Step up, leader, justice. So yeah, you guys are leaders. You guys are leaders. You know, you guys have went through, yeah, and you're blossoming. Okay. This is your time to shine. Your time for the Holy Spirit to reintroduce you to everybody. Okay. Well, be careful because again, you might have a lot of stares and evil eyes, you know, but that doesn't mean that you're not in your, purpose, and that doesn't mean you don't deserve what you're getting, okay? Because you're gonna have some haters, and I mean, hey, if you got some haters, that means you're doing something right, because typically haters are jealous and envious, and instead of them transmuting that energy into, okay, what steps do I need to take in order to get that for myself, that doesn't include stealing from someone else, right? Like they don't have that mentality to transmute energy like that. If they did, oh my gosh, we would have a whole lot less black magic in the world. But yes, flourish wherever you are planted now. Grow, thrive, and succeed, guys. Congratulations. You deserve this. It is well overdue. Okay. Especially with all the delays and everything. You guys have earned this. Yeah, and you've earned some type of love too, courtship. Okay, some healthy love and connections, platonic and romantic. Yeah, you are being romanced, or you are romancing or being romanced now. Love, pursuit, ambition. So this is love, money, empire. Okay, this the whole fucking nine, Bree. Look at that, ancestors, those who have passed, protect and guide you, wisdom, security, care. Okay, so your spirit team of love and light is with you. Continue to have hope and faith through these trying times. Okay. So if you're not in the season of this as of yet, sometimes the Holy Spirit will let you know what's in store for you so that you can have something good to look forward to. Okay. Because shit's been in the trenches. All right. This was a birthright passage that was never meant for your enemies. That's why they fumbled, trying to live somebody else's life that ain't theirs. Are you kidding? All right. Ah, I'm glad I looked, honey. Look, promise. So remember God's promise. Okay, yep. Y'all are shamans, but be careful of those fake healers. Like I was talking about, those wolves of clothing. All right. That's what we got for you guys. Thank you all for your love and support here. To truly, truly appreciate it. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.